Welcome to Fresh Thinking by Snowden Optiro. My name's Hamish Guthrie, a Managing Consultant. Today we're discussing how to use the use of battery electric vehicles in the underground mines can transform the working environment. There are a number of occupational health and safety (OH&S) benefits associated with the use of electric vehicles underground, which we'll discuss in this podcast. Today I'm joined by Sarah de Vries, who is a principal consultant in our mining team in Australia. Sarah has over 15 years of experience in open pit and underground mining, with a focus in the last 8 years in mine electrification. Welcome, Sarah.
Thank you, Hamish.
Let's start with the big picture. Why are mining companies moving towards battery electric vehicles in underground operations?
That's a great question, Hamish. Traditionally, underground mines have relied on diesel equipment, but these come with significant challenges, particularly in terms of safety and ventilation requirements. Diesel engines produce harmful emissions, including diesel particulate matter, nitrous oxides, and carbon monoxide. Additionally, better air quality means reduced ventilation and cooling requirements, which can substantially reduce capital and operating costs.
That's a major advantage. How does matching diesel emissions directly improve OHS in underground mines?
First and foremost, eliminating diesel emissions significantly improves air quality, reducing the risk of respiratory illness among workers. Chronic exposure to diesel particulates has been linked to serious conditions, including lung cancer and cardiovascular disease. Additionally, better air quality means reduced ventilation and cooling costs, which reduces both capital and operating costs.
That makes sense. What about heat reduction? Diesel engines generate a lot of heat. Does switching to BEVs impact the underground temperature?
Yes, absolutely. Diesel engines are only about 30% efficient, so a lot of that excess is lost as heat to the environment. Diesel equipment contributes substantially to the overall heat load in an underground mine, which makes working conditions uncomfortable and in some cases hazardous due to the increased risk of heat stress. BEVs generate significantly less heat, reducing the need for cooling systems and making underground working environments safer and more comfortable for workers. One study in Canada has shown that the added heat from a BEV loader is less than 1 degree, whereas for a diesel loader it can be up to 3 to 4 degrees.
You said that electric motors are more efficient than diesel.
Yes, they are. They're around 80 to 90% efficient. In addition, electric motors only run when required and don't idle as diesel equipment does. This further decreases the energy required for BEVs when compared to diesels. Regenerative braking also generates power that is saved directly to the battery, further reducing your power requirements.
And what about noise levels? Underground mines are already noisy environments. Do BEVs help?
Yes, they do. Battery electric vehicles operate much more quietly than diesel-powered equipment, which helps lower overall noise levels in the mine. High noise exposure is a contributing factor to hearing loss in mining, so reducing noise improves workers' long-term health outcomes. Lower noise also enhances communication, which is crucial for maintaining a safe environment.
What about vibration?
Substantial reductions in whole body vibration can be expected when using BEV equipment. This not only results in a more pleasant working environment, but can also reduce the risk of musculoskeletal issues for the employee.
Wow. It sounds as though all of these factors add up to a safer work environment.
Yes, they absolutely do. Reducing the levels of DPM, noise, heat and vibration that workers are exposed to substantially lowers their risk of disease and future impairment. In addition, the reduction in heat, noise and vibration also substantially decreases the fatigue that workers experience during the shift and after the shift. Less fatigued workers are not only safer workers, they're also more present when they return home to their families at the end of the shift.
What specific applications do you think would really benefit from the use of BEVs?
I think there's a huge application for activities such as charging development faces, hanging fans, and extending vent and services. These activities often happen in areas with low ventilation, and removing diesel equipment from the equation results in a much better, more comfortable working environment. It also allows for improved communication between the IT operator, for example, and the person working in the basket.
No, I can relate. These benefits are clear, but are there any challenges to adopting BEVs in the underground mining operations?
Yeah, there are a few challenges, primarily related to infrastructure and initial investment. Mines need to install charging systems, potentially upgrade their power supply and their underground distribution network, and sometimes redesign their vehicle maintenance processes. Additional electrical personnel will also be required to maintain the BEV equipment and batteries. Interestingly, some recent studies have shown that total power requirements may actually not increase, but in fact decrease. This is due to the substantial savings in ventilation and cooling requirements that result from using BEVs. However, peak power requirements may increase, and that will be one of the challenges for electric mines, scheduling and optimising the charging of the different items of the fleet. Another current limitation is the range of BEV vehicles compared to diesel, particularly for fully loaded trucks travelling up long declines. But battery technology is rapidly improving.
No, that's encouraging. From an OH&S perspective, what additional steps should mining companies take when transitioning to battery electric vehicles?
Safety protocols will obviously need to evolve alongside technology. Workers should receive proper training on handling and maintaining BEVs, particularly regarding battery safety and fire risks. It's also important to monitor and optimise charging infrastructure to avoid any electrical hazards. Companies will need to implement real-time monitoring systems to track battery performance and ensure safe operations. And this will require comprehensive underground digital networks such as Wi-Fi and 5G. Technologies such as collision avoidance systems will also need to be considered to offset the lack of noise generated by BEVs. While less noise is a good thing, the noise generated by diesel equipment has traditionally acted as an early warning system of the approach of another vehicle. Safety systems will need to evolve to compensate for this.
Quiet trucks zipping up declines.
Yeah, not good.
Before we wrap up, where do you see the future of mine electrification heading?
I believe we're moving towards a fully electrified underground mining environment. Removing diesel from the underground environment is the right thing to do, both in terms of reducing carbon emissions and reducing worker exposure to diesel particulate matter. BEVs offer substantial improvements to the working environment and long-term health outcomes of underground workers. Battery technology is developing rapidly and dropping in price. BEVs are technically feasible, and depending on mine life, ventilation requirement and production rates, may already be financially feasible. As battery technology advances, we'll see longer operating ranges, faster charging times, and improved safety measures. Many companies are also looking at integrating renewable energy sources to power their BEVs, further reducing the environmental impact. The transition, I believe, is inevitable. It's just a matter of time.
That is an exciting prospect. Thank you, Sarah, for sharing your insights on the OH&S benefits of battery electric vehicles in underground mining.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me, Hamish.
That draws this podcast to a close. Sarah, thank you for joining us on Fresh Thinking and for participating in this discussion about underground mine electrification. If you'd like to listen to more of our Fresh Thinking by Snowden Optiro podcasts, you will find them for free on our website, Spotify, YouTube, and most other podcast platforms. If you enjoyed this podcast, please subscribe to our YouTube channel so we can keep you up to date with our technical podcasts.